There was a time when our house was filled with soft laughter, Mom's kind that sounded like wind chimes in the morning. Back then, my sister Lily and I would sit by her side, braiding her hair as she hummed her favorite hymn. We promised we'd never let anything come between us. But promises made in peace mean little when greed comes knocking. Mom was dying now. The cancer had returned, cruel and silent, and every breath she took sounded like a prayer trying to escape. Her wedding ring, a thin band of gold with a tiny sapphire, never left her finger even when her hands trembled. It wasn't just jewelry. It was the story of her life, the love she carried, the life she built. I thought Lily understood that. I was wrong. Mom's hospital bed sat near the living room window, where sunlight would rest on her face like a blessing. Lily visited often, too often, I thought. She brought flowers, her smile polished and bright, but her eyes, they were restless. She'd touch Mom's things, her pearls, her scarf, her ring, a little too long, a little too gently, like she was memorizing them. One afternoon, I caught her staring at Mom's hand as she slept. The ring glistened faintly under the pale light. Lily whispered almost to herself, "She doesn't even wear it anymore." "It's wasted here." My heart tightened. That was the first time I truly saw my sister, not as the girl who shared my childhood bed, but as a stranger quietly calculating love into gold. It happened 2 nights later. Mom had grown weaker, barely conscious. I was making soup when I heard a faint clink from her room. I wiped my hands and rushed in. The sight stopped my breath. Lily stood by the bedside, her head bowed, pretending to tuck in the sheets, but her hand was curled tight, trembling. And Mom's finger, bare, the ring was gone. "Lily," I whispered. She froze. Her eyes darted to mine, guilt flashing for only a second before she forced a smile. Mom was uncomfortable. I just took it off. "Give it back," I said, my voice low. She hesitated, then turned her back. "You're overreacting. It's just a ring." No, it wasn't. It was the last piece of our mother's love, and she'd taken it while that love still breathed. That night, I sat beside Mom's bed. She slept peacefully, unaware that her most precious treasure had been stolen by her own child. I watched Lily in the dim light of the hallway, pacing with her phone, whispering to someone. "Yeah, it's real gold. Vintage sapphire. I'll sell it after the funeral." "She won't need it then." My stomach turned. For a long time I couldn't move. The grief and betrayal mixed until they tasted the same, metallic, bitter. But I didn't confront her, not yet. I just whispered to Mom, "Sleep, Mama. I'll make this right." The next morning I did something I never thought I would. I pretended. I smiled at Lily, offered her coffee, even thanked her for helping so much. She looked relieved, smug even. She thought I had accepted it. When she went out for errands, I went to her car. There, inside her glove box wrapped in tissue, was the ring. My mother's ring, gleaming in the sunlight like it knew it didn't belong there. I held it for a long time, feeling its warmth, as if Mom's love still lived in the metal. Then I took a small velvet box from my drawer, placed the ring inside, and hid it somewhere Lily would never think to look, inside Mom's Bible. But that wasn't the revenge. That was the beginning of it. 3 days later, Mom passed away peacefully in her sleep. Her hands rested over her chest, the wedding ring exactly where it should be. When Lily saw it, she froze, her face drained of color. After the funeral, as the family gathered, she pulled me aside, whispering harshly, "You took it back, didn't you?" "How dare you?" I met her gaze calmly. Mom wanted to be buried with it. "No," she hissed. "It's mine now." The room went quiet. Aunt May looked up sharply. "Yours?" Lily stuttered, eyes darting as she realized what she'd said. Too loud, too raw. You stole from her? Someone murmured. Her lips trembled. Tears welled up, but not from remorse, from humiliation. She never loved me as much as she loved you. She cried. You got everything. Her care, her praise. I just wanted something to remember her by. I stepped closer, voice breaking but steady. You wanted gold, Lily, not love. That's what broke you. Weeks later, I sat by the window, holding Mom's Bible. The air smelled of lilies, her favorite. Inside the Bible, between pages of Psalms, rested the ring and a note I'd written before the funeral. Lily, Mom's love isn't something you can steal. That's why it will stay here, where hearts, not hands, can reach it. I never told anyone about the note. But one morning, I found a letter slipped under my door in Lily's handwriting. I saw the note. You were right. I don't deserve her love, but I'll try to be the sister she'd have wanted us to be. I cried that day, not out of pain, but release. Because sometimes the most powerful revenge isn't punishment. It's the truth that makes someone see what they've become. I still visit Mom's grave every Sunday. The ring shines faintly under the morning light. Sometimes I bring 2 flowers, one for her and one for Lily. Because forgiveness isn't forgetting the wound. It's choosing not to let it define you. And when I walk away from that grave, I know Mom didn't just leave behind a ring. She left a lesson that love, when guarded by truth, can never be stolen.